Hey folks, welcome to today's second episode of the Sunday Supplement. We're on a bit of a timer here. We've got half an hour before the Manchester United game kicks off. Look, if you're interested in anything football related, sports, alternate content such as like game guides, anything that doesn't quite fit on this channel, if you're interested in that, then head over to my second channel for like fantasy league, stuff like that. We're currently at 200 subscribers, so every little person helps, and every like and comment goes a great deal way to grow the channel. But let's get into today's quickfire Sunday supplement. The first one is we had the CEO of Tripwire fired, and for those that don't know, the Sunday supplement is just a new little thing I'm trying out where I kind of round up some topics that I've been reading about, maybe have took up a small portion of my time and sharing them with you with a few thoughts. Okay, so today's first topic of the Sunday supplement is the CEO of Tripwire was fired. Now, the guy made Killing Floor, Chivalry, Chivalry 2, all that good stuff. He basically came out and he said that he was pro-life and he didn't, and he fully backed, should I say, the Texas abortion laws. And obviously there was a huge amount of outcry. And he was fired. He got his partners in trouble. He cost them a lot of money because obviously people were saying we can't be associated with this guy. And look, I'm not here to debate abortion laws or anything like that on YouTube, so we'll stick to gaming. The thing that made me take up more than 2 minutes of my time wasn't so much the arguments about pro-life and abortion and that kind of stuff. What ended up taking up my time, and why I relate it back to Gears, was people were saying, how can this person be in favor of, effectively, abortion, and this guy is no moral judge and he has no moral compass on who does what because he made violent video games. There was a tweet with, I think it had about 12,000 retweets, 25,000 likes, which is pretty big. And yeah, they were saying, how can this guy do this when he makes Killing Floor? This is such a stupid take, and I'm so sick of reading it, because this is like saying the people that made Grand Theft Auto want civilians to shoot each other, rob each other's cars, and then drive around the street like maniacs. This is like saying the guy that directed John Wick wants everyone to be assassins. Look, the point is, he shouldn't have come out as the CEO of a massive company and started spouting off his mouth. Look, we understand you can, we understand your freedom of speech, and you are allowed an opinion, but when you're the owner of a massive entity and you're in control of hundreds of millions, you can't just shoot from the hip with all of your opinions. And he was, rightly fired. But I just found it daft that everybody was going on about this, oh, he makes violent video games, which is why I got into the argument with the bloody Gears devs, because I said, whoa, how can you be shitting on people for liking violent video games when you make Gears of War? That's how it all started, ironically. And yeah, I just thought it was absolutely daft. Also, the fact that these companies that were coming out and doing so many righteous tweets about how we stand with everybody, I thought, your company, like say Epic Games, is 60% owned by Tencent. Are we saying that there's nothing dodgy about China and Tencent and everything about your company is moral and above board? Like, no. So look, I understand the guy was an idiot and shouldn't have said those things, but I really dislike the hypocrisy of trying to act all high horse pedestal when, clearly there's more to it than that. So yeah, that was a topic that I just thought, bro, just because he made Chivalry and a zombie game doesn't mean he's some evil person that wants to kill or not kill, and it's like, what is going on? Next, Splitgate have been given $100 million. $100 million. Now, here is the thing, okay? I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with Splitgate, in a way, even though I've said it's a good game and I want it to succeed in my last couple of videos. I'm just checking the Steam numbers here, and remember, I think it was just at the start of July, I think it was like July the 24th, I said the game was going to die. We are now averaging 16,000 players from 67,000. Currently, 8,000 people are playing, and the graph is trending tremendously down. Now, can it survive? Now, the reality is, it's one of the only bloody half-decent free-to-play games on PlayStation. So, yeah, people are probably going to play it, and it's fun, and there's no Halo. But where I have a bone to pick is... Or not a bone to pick, but where I have a something that took up more than 2 minutes of my time, is just, okay, right? The game's going well. There was nothing out at the time. You entered into the market where there was basically no games. Everyone was like sick of Warzone. Everyone was sick of waiting for Halo. Battlefield wasn't out. And you entered into like this perfect storm and the game blew up because it was fairly decent and I liked the game. Now we've got into this period where the Splitgate Twitter team are constantly talking about how their game isn't dead. And I feel like they're getting a little bit nervous because the reality is it is kind of dying on PC. And I'm sure on other platforms it's doing better. But then they announced it's their biggest thing ever. They've raised 100 million. But if you think about it, this is what they've said. Here we go. We have just closed a significant funding of $100 million. This means we can hire a lot more developers, which in turn means we can implement more frequent updates, add more features, fix bugs faster. We can support larger numbers of players. We can come to more platforms. Everything is now on the table. But here's the reality of the situation and why I think Splitgate is probably going to bloody fail, is because they're trying to hire all of this talent and become a AAA studio. Now, $100 million isn't going to make you a AAA studio. The cost of the AAA studio and the talent that you need to keep and nurture is of such a high standard that they're probably not going to make it with $100 million. And then they've also got to use that money to build the game. Now, I'm not saying that's the only bit of money they're going to have. They're obviously going to get more. That might just be an initial piece of funding. But I've heard things like Splitgate want to make a single-player campaign. They boasted and called out Halo on Twitter that they will launch with a Forge mode and Halo won't. But here's the thing. Their Forge mode, meaning Splitgate's Forge mode, it won't be anything like the caliber of Halo. They've even come out and sort of reiterated that point and said, look, we're sorry we called out Halo. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves. They said that they were thinking about a single player campaign, but it's not on the cards yet. That's just a speculation. And I feel like they're trying to run now. I feel like their game blew up in popularity a bit like Valheim, whereas Valheim took the cash and kind of did one big update and then kind of left it. I think, you know, rightly or wrongly, I'm not to judge, but Splitgate are trying to become a massive studio, and I'm a bit worried because their entire game's personality is based on Halo. You have Oddball, you're calling your map editor Forge mode. You constantly talk about Halo in every single post. It's like something, oh yeah, we're like Halo. And it's like, what are you going to do when Halo comes out with the world-class single player, with all of the multiplayer modes, with all of the polish that a AAA studio has? And, you know, I'm a bit worried for Splitgate because I feel like they're trying to run before they can walk, meaning matchmaking isn't good. I see more and more people cropping up with these comments, and it reminds me exactly like when Gears of War was growing. Exactly. People saying they like team deathmatch, but when there's bots in the game, the bots bleed lives. Where have we heard that before? That the matchmaking is slowing down because there's no players. Where have we heard that before? And number three, you know, although I could give you a whole host of reasons, it's like they're saying, hey, why am I playing either against really, really good people that are all stacked up and destroy me, or playing against random people who are way, way worse than me and I just basically destroy them and it's not very fun? It's because the matchmaking system doesn't work. And we all know how hard it is to build a matchmaking system with skill-based matchmaking that feels fun and fair and competitive, but also not boring. So I feel like Splitgate has a very, very long way to go. The game might have blown up. It might have been a good starting point. We're just about to come out of beta and launch 1.0. But this whole taking on of Halo, talking about Halo esports, you've got like Pizza Hut Gaming, KFC Gaming, you've got esports tagging them. Everyone is talking about this stuff, but I feel like there needs to be a voice of reason. Everyone is saying like how unbelievably cool and hype the game is. I just don't see it. I don't see the game surviving. I'm sorry. I said it last time. And $100 million, how many times have we seen money thrown at a game? It could be the one game where they manage to make a AAA studio. All the other games go to shit and Splitgate is like the beacon of light. But I just don't see it. So I hold reservations for Splitgate because I think they're basing their whole popularity and personality around Halo, whilst now calling out Halo, and then just trying to do too much. It's like, just get your base game working, get matchmaking going, get everything improved, then maybe consider an esports campaign. It's like, just chill a minute. Like, we get that your game has blown up, but just chill. Next up, we have some leaks. NVIDIA GeForce, which for those that don't know is like a graphics card company, NVIDIA, and they have this tool on your PC where basically if you click a button, it will say optimize your game for, say, graphics for Gears or etc, etc, and it gives news and it updates your drivers. Someone was able to like hack, reverse engineer, get code. It was leaked, we're not quite sure. And they basically looked into it and they found a link. Once they went to this link and kind of downloaded and set it up, it was kind of like an experimental client kind of thing, just to make it easier for you. And you could flick through all of the games. In the games were games such as like Final Fantasy remakes, Gears of War 6, Bayonetta 3. There's a ton of games during these leaks, which you can have a look up. Just type in NVIDIA leaks. And I just want to say that NVIDIA basically came out and said, look, yep, it's true. This is a list of games. It was leaked from our company, but it's all speculation and we don't know if those games exist. Now, some of the games on the list don't make sense. Having Bayonetta 3 as like Nintendo's flagship game suddenly coming to PC doesn't make sense. However, looking at Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, and 3 been remastered, now that makes sense, and that makes sense as a leak. So Gears 6 makes sense as a leak. A lot of them made sense, but some of them didn't. So take it with a pinch of salt. I definitely think games are coming that maybe we don't expect, but just wanted to let you know that there was a leak, and if you're interested in it, have a look at it. Next up is Halo. I was looking at Halo, and I'm still disappointed in the fact that there's no campaign on launch. Co-op campaign, which to me is Halo. There's no Forge mode, which means all the custom games and cool maps and jump maps and all of those won't exist. And to be honest, I don't feel like getting Halo Infinite, avoiding the campaign for like 3 months because I don't want to play online where some douche ruins the story. It's already been leaked, by the way, so be careful. And, you know, it just strikes me as a bit of a mess, I'll be honest. Halo strikes me as a bit of a mess. The beta comes out, it doesn't run well, it doesn't play well. It's kind of honestly underwhelming. I haven't heard that much high praise for it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's okay, but it kind of feels like Halo 5 reskinned. The team included the bloody story in the beta that someone was able to get access to because it was included in the files and the story got leaked. Then you have, just this delay, doesn't look polished. Oh, by the way, we're not going to add Forge mode and we're not going to add co-op campaign. And it's like, Halo is the flagship Xbox title. Having an open world campaign is way more difficult to get to work than having a regular single player campaign with just your buddy. You've got to sync up things like, I'm in the Scorpion, is he in the Scorpion? We're driving along, we're all seeing the same thing. The scope is much bigger, so I understand why it can take longer. But if you respect the product of Halo, the one thing you're getting right is the co-op campaign. So to see it just not be ready and not right, that just spells danger, I feel, for, to be honest, the game itself. It feels like it's going to be dished out bit by bit, and you're just going to play the free-to-play game, and then, it's bit by bit going to get updated. We're in an era where finished games don't exist. And lastly, speaking of finished games, Battlefield 2042 has been delayed, and everybody's rejoicing to the fact that, the studio have made the smart decision to delay because it's not ready. Here's how I read it. We have games that have shitty launches now. It's just become the norm. Shitty launches, content churned out later down the line. It's handed to you bit by bit and repackaged, resold, repurposed as some amazing thing. It's not. It means the game isn't ready. It means they've rushed it. It means someone's pushed it out too early. They've tried to hit a deadline. And here's what I see. I see that Battlefield 2042 is being delayed for, I think it's about a month, which to me tells us this is so fucked. We can't possibly launch this game on the original date and have players be happy. So we're going to have to do an extra month. But ask yourself, what is an extra month going to do? Like, if your game's in such a state that you can't launch it, then 1 extra month's time, what happens? You do a load of updates, and then those updates you do to fix the things that weren't fixed, are they going to get proper testing? Look, I don't expect a game to launch perfectly these days, and I just take it as it is. You know, I just think, oh, well, here comes the game. I don't get hyped up for any games. That's why people keep asking me, what games are you hyped up for? None. I don't get hyped up for games anymore because it's just different. So everyone's rejoicing. Great decision, DICE, for you to delay. But here's the thing. They probably delayed it the most they possibly could without offending retailers, sellers, marketing teams, players as well. They don't want to keep, you know, delaying like Cyberpunk, which is still a bag of shit, by the way. Don't buy it. Lastly, just to add, Call of Duty Vanguard. I went and I did this sinful thing and I bought a 30p key. Thanks to Raw, by the way, for suggesting that. I appreciate that. And I played a little bit of Vanguard off stream. And I'm not even posting any footage and I'm not even showcasing it or promoting it, because the way I saw it was every Call of Duty is the same. And everyone says that, don't they? Oh, every Call of Duty is the same, then they moan about it, then they play it, then they make some critiques, and then they try to fix it, and then they say this game's shit, and they move on. But this one really took the piss with just how bad it was. There's not even factions in the game. You know how you have different factions, and you have a leader that shouts? You remember, like, you would be playing sort of like the Rush game mode or the War game mode, and they'd be shouting the German leaders. Look, the teams are now called your team and enemy team, and I think that's all you need to know. The gunplay, there's so much muzzle flare and so much muzzle flash you can't even see what's going on. Graphically, it looks identical. It doesn't look better than anything I've seen. It just looks like the average shit COD game, and the menu visually looks exactly the same as the other games. And this one, you know, sometimes COD gets like this reputation of, oh, it's just the same game every year, but they do change some things. This actually is the exact same game. Like, it is cut paste the exact same game, and it's meant to be this World War II game, right? And every gun has got like 50 modern attachments, and nothing makes sense. They've got like coloured laser sights on, coloured skins, all fancy skins. You've got people playing as the same operator, which, just to refer back to the Battlefield thing we spoke about and the Halo thing, everyone these days in their customization wants to just be like, well, I want that, I paid for it, so let me use it. Like in Halo, you can be all yellow colour, but you'll have a blue outline, so everyone knows that you're on the blue team. And it's like, it's kind of like jarring. In the new Battlefield, everyone's going to be playing as the same hero / operator. That's going to be weird, to be shooting people that look the same. And in this COD, you can be like the exact same character, and you can be shooting one person, and then the person next to you is actually an enemy. And it's just, it's a horrendous sort of experience. I really did think it just wasn't good. Now, the reality of the situation is, if you like COD, you'll like that game. I actually found Cold War to be somewhat palatable, and if I'm being honest, if I sat down and I just picked it up for 20 quid and I just had some evenings of fun with my friends, yeah, I'd enjoy it. But this is not a game to get excited about. This is not a game to laud. This is just basically an expansion for COD, and it sums it up that when you go into the menu to play the game, you see Warzone, Cold War, Modern Warfare, Vanguard. It's like all the same games chucked together on the same launcher with the same. It's the exact same game, and it doesn't deserve any coverage. You might play it and enjoy COD, and you might put up the odd gameplay, but what I'm saying is it doesn't deserve any praise. It does nothing interesting. Lastly, you know, it's not really a Sunday supplement. It's just a small thing I've noticed. I've been trying to play Xbox Game Pass games. The application for the Windows Store just is awful. Then you've got like the Xbox app, which kind of works, but then says it needs updating. Then you download like the third Xbox app, which kind of works, but doesn't really. And then you try to redeem your perks of EA Play. So I get EA Play, and I've got EA Play on my PC. And I'm like, I want to play Command and Conquer Remastered. So I haven't streamed in a little bit because there's been no game that's taken my fancy. And when I make content, I want to at least feel that it has some value. Like if somebody sat and watched the full thing, they've gained some small piece of information or value. And I wanted to play Command and Conquer. The game just won't even launch. Like you install the game, and it just won't even launch. It says that you need to be an admin to run it. I am an admin. I've tried disabling admin controls. I've tried rebooting the game, reinstalling the game, reinstalling the client, forcing compatibility mode, forcing admin mode, running it through the run command of the app directory and doing it that way. The product I've purchased won't work. They won't respond on Twitter. They won't respond on Reddit. They won't respond to tickets. And honestly, I'm just fucking sick of broken games, mate. I'm just like sick of having 6,000 clients on my PC and fucking broken games and broken launches. And I just wanted to share this with you. So if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. I did say in my last Sunday supplement that if we got 40 likes and 20 comments, I would do another. We ended up with 47 likes and 15 comments, which was close enough. So I'll say it again. This time, if we get 40 likes and 20 comments, I'll do another Sunday supplement next week. If the desire is there and the want is there for this kind of content, I'll keep doing it. Appreciate everyone checking out. Hopefully have a good Sunday. This was GGZ signing out. As always, links in the description if you want to support and become a channel member, because boy oh boy, my Twitch channel's dead. My YouTube channel's kind of dying. If you want to support the content, $1.99, as little as $1.99 gets you access to exclusive videos. You can join the Discord, hang out. You're a VIP. You get all the perks and preferential treatments, like I answer your comments ahead of everyone else's. If you want to ask me anything, you can do. Appreciate that. Appreciate you tuning in. If you've made it to the end, big respect. Thanks to all the members, all of the Twitch subscribers, all of the people that consistently tune in, comment, like. All great ways to support me for free. So yeah, that's it. That's the Sunday supplement. One take. Hopefully this was okay. Gonna go watch the Manchester United game now. Bit nervous about us playing West Ham. If you want to know my thoughts and feelings on that, check out the second channel. And I'm gonna skedaddle now. All right, peace.